Hello everyone, the Kaijudo channel here with another deck profile with Reef-Eye on the top of the deck. Yeah, pretty much every deck profile I've done uses Reef-Eye, and well, it's always the first one I have to show. So this deck profile is Rub Control, or it's Water Darkness, Fire Control. I'd like to give credit to three people, I guess. Rasha School, who is on the new community called Deckout. It's on deckout.org. I'll leave a community on the description. It's pretty much a new community to talk about pretty much anything Kaijudo. You know, it's pretty nice. I like it. So you should definitely sign up if you want to, talk about Kaijudo in various different ways. And they have a lot of interesting, aspects of the game that they kind of grasp differently and stuff like that. So it's pretty nice. Also, give credit to Drizzer. Or Rezerd on Pojo. I looked at his deck and I liked his deck quite a bit, and this deck was mostly inspired off of that, but just with a few little changes, so props to you for sure. And also lastly, props to Kaijudo Lab. His channel just started kicking off. I playtested this deck a lot against him, so definitely shoutouts to him for giving me tons of practice and stuff like that. He's a fun guy to test with and stuff, and you should check out his videos too. He just uploaded a deck profile himself. So yeah, that's it for shoutouts. Now onto the deck. So once again, we got the blockers. We have the 3 Reef-Eyes and 3 Skeeters. So Skeeter, I don't really think I need to explain this. They're just turn 2 blockers. These are the only turn 2 plays. Actually, no, they're not. But blockers. Another thing I like to call this deck is Deckout. Like, this deck could actually be called Deckout instead of Rub Control, just for the fact that, like, this deck doesn't use 40 cards, right? So it uses 44. Typically, most people are running all their decks at 40 right now, so considering you're playing all these blockers and tons of destruction spells and stuff, it kind of ends up making you win by deck out most of the time, because you have more cards in your deck and you just kind of sit there and destroy things and you wait till they deck out. So that's why I run all these blockers. I run 8 blockers, 2 Pirates, 3 Skeeter, and 3 Reef-Eye. Pirate's nice because it could attack as well. I'm not using Frogzuka. I think Drizzer's build used Frogzuka. I just think there's way better turn 4 plays, and it just gets destroyed by Bone Blades and Tornado Flame and pretty much everything. So Frogzuka's kind of not as good as, these ones, because these guys could as well, but it's cheaper and you don't have to afford the full 4 mana just to play it. As for other turn 3 plays, only 2 Seneschal. I realized that with playtesting and stuff, if you're using a control deck, you're not going to be attacking. But maxing out on Seneschals is actually not a good thing. You're giving your opponent shields, and sure, you're drawing, so you're kind of equalizing the advantage, but you typically don't want to swing with control. You want to wait till you win. So, sure, I think 2 is okay, just for the fact that you could have one of these on board when you go for game, and you're also drawing a card while doing it. So Seneschal is not that good in control. It's still amazing card. It's really good for aggro and stuff, but I think control, it kind of doesn't fit in. Okay, here's something a little bit weird. So 2 Little Hissy. I know that we had a general consensus, kind of, that this card is kind of all over the place and it's kind of hard to fit in. But with playtesting, it's pretty good. I mean, you put this turn 3, okay, and you're going against an aggro deck or something, and it kind of makes your opponent think about what they're going to do, because then they can't play, I don't know, depends what they play, but I mean, they can't play Bronze Arm Tribe if they don't have an elf on board, because then I just swing into it. Like, it kind of restricts them into doing some things, because this guy says, hello, I am pretty much a Crimson Hammer on the board, so you gotta deal with me, kind of thing. So I think that's pretty nice. So definitely 2 of those. So that's it for the turn 3 creatures. Now, pretty much the key cards of the deck. Right here, we've got 3 Hydrospy and 3 Fumes. They all are enter the battlefield effects, or battle zone, and they just all do something when they're in the battle zone. And these guys are just really awesome to have, and it's control, so you're not attacking, so you should definitely be running 3 of those. No questions asked there. Now for the finishers, only 2 Zagaan. Cool, Zagaan is pretty much the best finisher stats-wise and everything, but control decks don't need to have, full max copies of it, as well as, I mean, it's just a beater, it's just a double breaker. So really, it's only good for the final push, I guess, or getting rid of other stuff like Bloodmane and stuff like that, but that's pretty much it. I'd rather just use destruction spells to get rid of stuff, but he does a good job of that anyways. So for fire, I'm only taking one Tatsurion. I felt that Tatsurion just doesn't fit in with like the control's deck plan, but it's just nice to have one just in case you're going against an aggro deck or your enemies. Your enemy's going for game or something, and you just kind of plop this and get rid of their tap creature. So I think that's really nice to have, anyways. And last creatures, 2 Razorkinder. I couldn't fit in a third. I mean, with all the destruction and level 7 stuff, I think 2 is fine. I don't have mana Excel, so it's even harder to go to turn 7. I know it's control and stuff, so you usually do get there, but 3 is too much. 2 is the perfect number. It's a body and it destroys something. That's perfect. Okay, now for spells. I'm gonna talk about the 2 key spells of this deck. Ice Blade and Teleport. So I didn't really learn, but I kind of realized the power of it. But Rash is cool. I played some games with him, and his deck literally just abuses Ice Blade and Teleport with Fumes. And that is like one of the most devastating things you could do, considering that there's not enough discard in the Battledecks meta. But now with the dojo coming out, I mean, the cards have been listed, and there's tons of discard now. But it's just so cool to go, like, if you're really far into a game and you have a Fumes on board, or a Hydro Spy even, you could literally just go teleport, draw 1, get back my Fumes, play Fumes again, and you +1 off of that. That's just so devastating. Yeah, and you don't even have to target your own creature, you could target theirs as well, so it's very versatile. Anyways, moving on. Spy Mission, draws you cards, don't really have to explain that. 3 of those. 2 Comet Missiles. This is control. They don't really care about blockers. They have tons of other ways to destroy it, but it's just nice to have a little bit of extra destruction. Really good against aggro anyways. Not aggro, I mean other controls. What am I talking about? It's not that good against aggro, so that's why I only use 2. 3 Flame, another destruction card, kills pretty much everything that's not a finisher, so definitely got to play these. And last fire card, 1 Overcharge. 2 Overcharge is just too much for what this deck is trying to accomplish. But when you do have the odd chance that you have a lot of creatures, they have a lot of creatures, and you have Overcharge, you just kind of wipe their field. So it's nice to have one of these. And then lastly for Darkness, 3 Bone Blades, that's pretty obvious. 3 Terror Pits, also pretty obvious. Destroy things with them. And lastly, 2 Death Smoke for even more destruction. So this deck is literally 1/3 destruction, if you count the Comet Missiles. But yeah, it just destroys so many things, and literally all you do is you build up some sort of field, and then late game all you're doing is destroy this, destroy this, destroy this, destroy this, draw some cards, destroy more stuff because I drew more destruction stuff. That's literally what this deck does. And like, you could even go as far as decking out your opponent. I think more than half the games I've won with this deck have been decking out my opponent. Not even kidding. I did like 10 games or so. I went 8-2 with this deck, and I think 5 of those games were me winning due to deck out. I kind of just capitalized on the fact that everyone's running 40, so I decided to stick in 4 more options and kind of just destroyed lots of creatures and stuff and sit back, relax, and win. And if you have a big enough field, you might as well just go for game the normal way and hit shields. So that's it about the deck. I don't want to talk about it too much. It's already 9 minutes now. Rub control / Deckout. Fun for Battledecks. But now the dojo's coming out, so oh man, dojo. Very excited for dojo. I think next video after this is going to be me talking about cards to look out for, maybe, because there's a lot of crazy cards in that set, and yeah, I guess I'll talk about them and stuff. Alright guys, this is the Kaijudo channel signing off with this awesome deck out profile. Alright guys, see ya later.